There we go.
All right, so today we're going to talk VRs and how we're using the VRs. So we have three of these white ones. One's upstairs, and we have three black ones now. And the purpose of the black and the white is because when we do teams, or when we do, like let's say we're doing three teams that are competing against each other, this allows us to actually load up the white ones with iPods and then load up the black ones with iPods. And so what that does is allows the facilitator to not have to wait there and wait for the next one to download. We can have support people actually going behind them and loading up the next round. So that's the purpose for the white and the black ones, so that we can distinguish, like this is round one is the white ones, round two is the black ones, and then round three will be the white ones, and so forth. So that's working out really well. Just a couple of things with the VRs, because there are two different VR things I wanted to show you. Some things that we should do, especially as facilitators and support people. The first thing, just out of cleanliness, is to get a baby wipe and wipe down all the places where people have put their faces. So that's one thing that we need to do before we start, especially the nose thing and the little gigs right here. You'll see a lot of women's makeup actually gets on there. If you do wipe down the lenses, just make sure they're dry and they're not smudged, because that's how people see. The other ones right here, they're pretty straightforward too, just straight around and so forth. So that's that. The white ones are a little bit of a pain in the butt because they have suction cups. And the suction cups, sometimes what happens is you'll have it all ready, you'll have it put in and ready to go, and then all of a sudden the person puts it on and the iPod falls. So it falls from the suction off of it. So I would just recommend that you make sure it's nice and wet. You might even have to get, something that's a little bit wetter than this moist towelette, and make sure it's really nice and wet. When you're putting it in, I'll show you this real quick, so you might have to come here, Eric, to see it. So let's look at the application real quick. So on your iPod, you want to go to VR right here. And so that opens the VR app. You want to go to the folder, which is right there, and you want to go to OneDrive. And then in OneDrive, you should see the folders come up for 2017 is the year we're in right now, so we're going to hit that. And then this is 610, which was this past weekend. So you can see all the people's VRs from this past weekend. One note, if you don't get the latest folders, it could be that your iPod is not on the right network. And just to show you once again how to get on the right network, you just press the home button. Usually it's up here in a folder. You'll see the settings. Press on settings and then make sure you choose a network that is one of ours. Sometimes it'll go to this SSID2, which is not ours. It's just some open network that sometimes it attaches to. The real network you should be on is this one or this one, 032-5 or 032-2.4. Those are the faster ways to get to our router. ArtWithin and ArtWithin Guest work, but these are faster networks. They're hardwired into Apple TVs and so forth like that, so they're just faster. So now we've got it set on the right network. Let's go back to the VR and let's just select one. So we'll select Abby here. And when I do that, it's downloading. This was the bane of our existence, is all of a sudden, and we just have felt like this downloads at different speeds. Sometimes it just seems to hang up sometimes. If it feels like it's hanging up for too long, just stop the download and try it one more time. When you get that, you can see the posters like this, but this is not the final thing you want. There's a little icon right here in the corner. You want to press that. And then you want to make sure you're turning it horizontal. And you'll see the line in the middle. This is the way it should look as far as VR. This is the way it looks in their goggles. Now you take that line and you match it up to the line on the VR goggles. You see that, Eric? See this line right here? So we're going to press down on it really hard. And if you'll notice too, I made sure that the home button was on the vertical side next to this line here. I'm a little bit whopped-jawed. So let me straighten it out like that. So that's the way you want to do it. And then you want to turn it off because you don't want to waste the battery. So that's one thing you want to do too. And if you want to, you can wipe the screen down too, so there's no smudges when they're looking at it too. So that's how you want to do it. And then whenever you want to wake it up, when you're starting the game, this is the easiest route to do it. All you do is hit the home button twice, 1 and 2. One wakes it up, the second one takes it back to where you were. So when you do that, you can close it, and now you're playing the VR game like we always do. Okay, so that's the white ones. Now the black ones, just to show you that one. Ooh, I got it stuck in there real good. The black ones actually have their own little cradle in it. So with the black ones, this button right here, by the way, does not open it up. This button right here is a VR thing that helps you choose things. So ignore that. You just open the lid just like this. And then to put it in, you just line it up with this line here on the VR. So you're just lining it up like this. So it didn't give us the advantage of having it right on this side. So this is lined up pretty perfectly, and it holds it in a cradle, so you don't have to worry about suction cups. Put it in, and you're ready to go. So that's this one. Now, with both of the VRs, there are adjustments in case people's eyes are not seeing it right. There's an adjustment here, and there's an adjustment here. This one right here makes it go forward and back, so it's not really an adjustment as far as their eyes. This one right here is the one that adjusts for their eyes the best. On the white ones, I think you've got the same thing, but it's right here on these two buttons right here. Usually what I try to do is make sure that if, like for instance, if this is on the far right hand side, that they're both on the far right hand side. But you might want to play with it a little bit and see, you know, if they're, you know, they need to be on both on the far hand, you know, in the middle. So just play with that, make sure it looks the way it should before you hand it to someone. And I think that's it. When you're, you know, going to the next person, you just pull it out. Actually, what I like to do is not pull it out. I like to try to hide the magic as much as possible. And, you know, you just press the home button, or excuse me, not press the home button, press this arrow button right here in the VR app. That'll take you back out to the folder, and then you can choose the next person. So I'm going to OneDrive now, and I'm going to my 2017 folder. Come on. And then I'm choosing 610 again, and now I'm choosing Alicia. And so Alicia, we're waiting for her to download, and hopefully this will be quick. And this is why we're doing backup systems, so that you don't have to wait for this. And then again, we have it in this mode. We want to change it to what they call cardboard mode, which has the line in the middle, and you're ready to go with Alicia. So that is that, and yeah, VR. Thank you very much.